Auto nostalgia is in right now. One look at the Chrysler PT Cruiser and the Ford Thunderbird, and you'll see how companies are defining their future by looking to their past. But it gets even more intriguing when the marque has an impressive high performance and racing heritage. Jaguar, for instance, continues to build upon the legacy of their famed XK moniker. And this week, High Road reporter Craig Singhas meets the latest car to bear the XK name, where 50 years of development continues to build a legend.
A little over a half-century ago, the engineers at Jaguar unveiled a car that was to set the sports car world on its ear. The envelope-bodied Roadster was built to showcase Jaguar's new XK Series six-cylinder saloon engine. It seems that the sedan was not quite ready, and a Roadster exhibition piece was just the ticket to garner publicity. Dubbed the XK120 for its 120-mile-per-hour top end, the Roadster show car was a real sensation with the press and the public alike. It was such a critical success that Jaguar was forced to re-engineer the aluminum-bodied prototype in steel and put it into mass production. And thus, from this single concept, a whole line of post-war Jaguar sports cars was born. 50 years later, Jaguar has rolled out another one-off project, and it too has attracted much positive attention. Its name, fittingly enough, is the XK180, and it combines technology and performance for a new millennium with half a century of pride in the letters XK. Our host for the event was none other than Jaguar racing legend Bob Tullius. Now, this many times driving champion is the perfect person to put this fast cat in perspective.
Well, it's 180 miles an hour just sitting here, Craig. It's a magnificent thing, and what I think is truly the most beautiful part about it is its heritage. It has, for all these years, come out to be just like the Jaguars of old.
It really does. It evokes that sense of Le Mans from the 50s.
It really looks like it's a racer to start with, and yet it is very comfortable on the street.
It's a beautiful interior, but it certainly looks very functional.
Well, I'd use the word Spartan, really, but there's no protrusions in it that keep you from doing all the things that you'd want to do at 180 miles an hour if you were happening to go that fast.
And with its 450 horsepower, 4-liter supercharged V8, I have no doubt that 180 miles per hour is easily within this cat's grasp.
The word supercharge, of course, evokes enormous power.
Well, I couldn't wait for Bob Tullius himself to demonstrate to me the power and the grace of the XK180.
When they first asked me to drive this car, I was somewhat reluctant because I hadn't done anything like this in a long time. And about after the first lap, I found myself being as aggressive as I could, and typically Bob Tullius aggressive, and I was enjoying every second of it because it really was a car that I could empathize with instantly. When we began the early days with Triumphs and E-Type Jaguars, we had to force them into being race cars, and we had to take them from the gentleness of street cars into being race cars. This car combines both of those aspects of an automobile. It's gentle to drive, yet when I got on the racetrack and started horsing it around, it responded very, very nicely. In fact, I think what it really has told me is there's been tremendous advancements in handling technology and suspension technology. We had very sophisticated cars in 1985 in our GTP cars, but this car handles within its speed range better than a GTP car. It rides a lot better, but of course it's going slower than the GTP cars, but on balance, it has truly advanced beyond my wildest dreams.
And although we cannot expect to see the XK180 to end up in production like its famous predecessor, the XK120, I'm sure we'll see elements of its technologies in future Jaguars for years to come.
Now let's